Hey everyone, Kubo here and welcome to my playthrough of Chrono Cross. The Radical Dreamers edition literally came out today, so I'm very much looking forward to this playthrough. Without further ado, let's just get straight into it. New game. Now, I plan on getting all the characters in this playthrough. I also plan on doing all the bosses. Everything else, we'll have to see. I'm going to go with the default names, so Surge is our main hero. Now, the Radical Dreamers version of the game, which is the one I'm playing, is very much more of a remaster than it is a remake. So I'm not expecting major graphical changes. I've played 3 or 4 hours already, and I have to say, I'm very impressed. It flows really nicely. There's a couple of frame drops here and there, but nothing too ridiculous. All right, let's go. There's no turning back now. Who the hell is Lynx? And you have a very weird laugh. I have to say, I really love the character portraits in Chrono Cross. So we're just going to make our way through this first area. Before I do that though, I just want to change a couple of settings. Accuracy selection to manual, HD rumble off, and I want to actually run instead of having to press B to run. I'm not going to get into any encounters here. I'm going to avoid as many encounters as I can, simply because I want to use the tutorial battle to explain the battle system. If you do get into an encounter here, the good news is that in Chrono Cross you have a 100% chance of fleeing from all encounters, and yes, that does include boss encounters. It is one of the best things about this game. Case in point, I'll even show it off. I didn't mean to run into the bats. It is what it is. I won't be running away from every single encounter in this game. I will be showing off all the enemies, but we're going to come across these enemies later anyway, so I won't worry too much about it. But let me take the opportunity to talk about Chrono Cross and this playthrough. I do plan on getting all the characters. I plan on getting all the bosses as well, and I want to show off as much of the game as I can. I want to say I'm doing 100%. But if I miss anything, please let me know in the comments. It would be greatly appreciated. Oh, that's a very awkward place for that robot to be. Just about got past. Now, for those of you who don't know, Chrono Cross is the second game in the Chrono series. The sequel to Chrono Trigger. Now, a lot of people think this isn't a sequel. I am so deep in the camp of this is 100% a sequel to Chrono Trigger. And even though it plays nothing like Chrono Trigger, it's still an awesome game in its own right. So, Kid has just found out about teleportation and is slightly freaked out by it. Only slightly. This is a JRPG. Occasionally, the laws of physics are broken. And by occasionally, I mean all the time. But don't worry. This bit isn't foreshadowing anything at all. Not a thing. Now, as it's a remaster, you still get the original quality of the cutscenes as, yeah, that's definitely not foreshadowing in any way, shape or form. Which I know some people aren't a fan of, but me personally, I think it adds to its charm. I don't mind it. But then again, I'm the kind of person that enjoys the text in the font, in the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. One of the very few people I know who actually likes the font. Ah, it was all a dream. Another typical JRPG trope. Do you know what else is a typical JRPG trope? Finding lots of treasure everywhere. So let's make a start. First thing I want to do is check under the bed. Take out the not so secret savings of 200G. I'm assuming G is short for gold, but I'm just going to call it G. Don't want to rest. There's also an item here. There we go. Pick up the tablet. Now, unlike modern JRPGs, there isn't an indicator as to where something is, so you'll find yourself spamming A lot as you just try and find everything. Another one of the cool features of the Radical Dreamers version of this game is the time shifter. Basically what we can do is we can press ZR to have it going at 2 or 3 times speed, but we can also press ZL to go really slowly. That's cool. I'm not really going to use either of those features in this playthrough, but I thought I'd just put it out there. Anyway, I want us to talk to this guy who's going to show off his massive swordfish from the Dragon King Palace. Ooh, where could that be? Now, Chrono Cross is unlike many games in this sort of genre where most of the time your responses to people have no consequences whatsoever. That is not the case in Chrono Cross, and this is going to be the first of many instances where our response is going to actually have an effect on whether we get an item or not, or whether we can recruit characters, or whether we can get abilities. So we want to say you're probably right. And he's going to be really happy and talk about his dreams. Hope the business pours in. Man, this guy is really a radical dreamer. Okay, so he's going to give us the Komodo scale. Alright, so what do we need the Komodo scales for? Let's go talk to the quest giver and progress the plot. As random kid just jumps into the ocean. Luckily he can swim. As we talk to our definitely not girlfriend Lena. Ah, that's what we need the Komodo dragon scales for. And fun fact, whatever you call Surge, the kid will call you your name E. So if I put Kupo, he'd call me Kupo E. Which is kind of jarring, honestly. But it is what it is. Okay. So, we need to get 3 scales for the Komodo dragon necklace that Lena really wants. It's the hot commodity of fashion, I guess, in this village. Arni Village, this village is called. And we've got one already. Because we spoke to the fisherman. Wouldn't it be really silly if we're going to say, sure, no problem, if we just gave away that Komodo dragon scale? That would be really, really silly. We only need 2 more. Why would we give away the Komodo dragon scale? I wonder what this kid has to say. Komodos. I keep messing this up. Komodo scale necklaces. Aha! Knew it. So, this kid desperately wants to make one for a girl he likes. So we've got to do the typical bro code thing and give up our Komodo scale. So what we're going to do, we're going to make use of the item system. So we press Y on the controller and we can select from our key items. We don't want to give him the time shifter, so let's give him the Komodo scale. And be a real bro. So you can either give it to him for free, not give it to him, or sell it for 1000 G, and spoiler alert, you can't do the third option. So we're just going to say take it. And there we go. And in return, he'll give us Uplift, which is an element. And we will talk about elements very shortly. Elements are basically abilities in this game. And he's also going to give us a hint about someone called Poshel, who we may or may not recruit. So next thing I want to do is I want to... oh, I missed something. I want to ransack the storefront and pick up... this is what I mean. No, I don't want to buy anything just yet. So you've got to actually literally just spam A, and eventually you'll get the new frame, which is exactly what it sounds like. You can actually change the you can actually change the frame, the text frame. So right now I think it's called bamboo, and we've got a shellfish one. There's 12 frames we can get in total. Let me know if you want me to change the frame. I'm very much a fan of just sticking to the default one, but yeah, let me know. Okay, so I've just explained that we picked up the uplift element. Let's actually learn about combat in this game. Let's talk to my boy Radius, Captain Eyebrows. The fundamentals of attack and the art of elements. Let's do it. And we're going to get straight into a battle. Now, Chrono Cross's battle system can look rather daunting at first, but we'll go into things. So first thing he wants us to do is attack. So let's just choose one. First, here's some basic advice on attacking, so listen up, young'un. You know that the 3 different attack levels, weak 1, strong 2, and fierce 3, each have differing accuracy or hit percent values, don't you? We do now. Every time you hit your opponent, each of those values increases, making it easier for your next attack to hit its mark. A good strategy is to start with weak blows, which will have the highest chances of succeeding, and then build up to strong and fierce blows, and that is something we will actually be doing quite often. So rather than attacking willy-nilly, you should aim to build up your hit percentage. If your fierce attacks don't hit home, you're just wasting your energy. Weak, strong, fierce. So you'll notice we have stamina below our health. And we start with 7 stamina, and as he mentioned, we have weak attacks that cost 1 stamina, strong attacks, that cost 2 stamina, and fierce attacks that cost 3 stamina. And what we should be doing is building 1 into 2 into 3. Let's just risk it for a biscuit and do a fierce attack, and there we go. Ho ho ho! You're not even close. Don't be trusting in your hit percent too much there, boy. As long as it's not 100%, you still run the risk of missing continuously. The highest the hit percentage you can get in this game is 99%. Just putting it out there. Sometimes it pays to muster up the courage to use strong and fierce attacks straight from the start too. And that is something we will be doing quite a lot. The good news is, though, that we can increase our hit percentage chance with certain elements. And a common combination we'll be doing is 2 into 2 into 3. That's considered quite a powerful auto attack combination. Next, let's check out the use of elements. When you use an element, the color of that element's attribute remains on the battlefield in the form of the field effect, which we can see in the top left hand corner. Each time you consecutively use the same color element, the effectiveness of that colored element group increases. Here, I'll show you. Let's fill up all the field effects attributes with the color blue. Try using a blue element after me. So note that the current order is blue, green, yellow in the top left. Every time you use an element, the colors will shift one to the left and the new element will go in on the right. So he's going to use turn blue. And you'll notice the blue, green, yellow has now become green, yellow, blue. And similarly, we are going to use a blue element, to cure ourselves. And now the field effect is going to be yellow, blue, blue. Hey there, hurry up and turn all the field effect attributes to blue, for crying out loud. Don't you know how to use them elements or something, young'un? If that's the case, then listen up. It takes some explaining. First, you've got to choose attack to do some physical damage to your opponent in order to get started. Weak, strong, and fierce attacks each add 1, 2, or 3 points to your element power level, which caps at your highest level, which for us right now is 2. Your current level is the number that appears above the level symbol under your name there, so we're currently at 0. Oh, I nearly forgot to tell you, you won't accumulate any power unless you actually succeed in hitting your opponent. Also true. So be careful, you can't afford to miss. Discharging this accumulated power is what using elements is all about. Once you've built up some power, you'll be able to choose the element option from the battle menu. When you select the element option, grey coloured rectangular plates appear on the screen, don't they? Yes, which is what the green bars are next to our element power level. Those plates are the elements you currently have allocated. So why don't you try to use one of those blue elements you have there, boy? Relax, they won't disappear when you use them, you just won't be able to use them again for the rest of this battle, that's all. Yes, that's a good point. You can only use an element once per battle. So we've used Cure once, we can't use that Cure again. But what we can do is put Cure on multiple places in our element table. And so we can use it once for each time the element is in the element table. But even though I say this, I still have to stress that you've got to consider the appropriate time to use your elements. Also true. Otherwise, you'll never be able to beat some of the harder enemies you're bound to meet. You've got to form the proper strategy, boy. Oh, but wait, I'm forgetting something important. It must be my old age. There are some elements that disappear in a puff of smoke each time you use them. The element tablet is just one example. Yeah, they're consumables. These are called consumable elements and they have the symbol in front of their names. These don't regenerate after each battle. However, the benefit of such consumable elements is that you can allocate up to 5 of them in the same element grid space. This is in place of being able to use items in battle. Think of it that way. Doing so allows you to use several of them in the same battle, unlike basic elements, which normally can only be used once in any battle. This is why consumable elements also have the number such as ×5 after their names. That's the number you currently hold in that grid position. Again, you can have 5 in one position, 5 in another, so you can have 10 in total. This number will decrease as the elements are used, however after each battle you can restock more to use next time. Anyway, enough about that, what about actually using elements? I'm sure you'll notice that each time you use an element, your element power level will go down. It's just simple subtraction. For instance, say you're currently at level 3 and you decide to use a tablet element allocated at level 1 in your element grid. 3 minus 1 is 2, so your element power level becomes 2. You can use elements at any time so long as your stamina level is above 1, and using elements costs 7 stamina. So we can use elements of a power level up to level 2 after using a tablet. Okay. That's everything in a nutshell. Build up your power, build up your elemental power level, use your stamina to cast elements, and that's the basics of Chrono Cross. The more of a certain color is in the field effect, the more powerful the elements of that color are. So for example, right now our blue elements will be quite strong. He's going to use blue field to turn the entire field blue. And we are going to go 2 into 2 into 3. And now the field is completely blue, and all blue elements are gonna hurt really badly. Don't worry about the star number right now, I'll get to that later. So Aqua Ball is a blue element, and because the entire field is blue, it does 73 damage. So, yeah. Blue elements are going to be really powerful. Elements of the opposite color, red, would be weakened. There's 6 element colors in this game. Blue and red are opposite, yellow and green are opposite, and white and black are opposite. It's going to revive us, and now pay attention because he's used a white element. The field will no longer be all blue. Let's see what we can do. Let's attack this guy. I'm going to go 2 into 2 into 2. Let's see. Let's use Fireball. Oh no, Tablet. There we go. I don't want to use Tablet. There we go. So we learned something. And now he's going to beat us up again. Yeah, you can't win that, unfortunately. Get wrecked, scrub. Yeah, that guy's quite strong, who knew? By the way, that weird purple thing in the background, that's Poshel. So, now that we've done that basic tutorial, let's carry on ransacking the village. We can get the Aqua Beam element from this bucket. We can then head in. There's a save point known as the Record of Fate. I wanted to call it the Corridor of Time, even though I knew that's from Chrono Trigger. And you can save at any Record of Fate or on the world map. And you can't use this one though, because there's a line for it for some reason. And just like Chrono Trigger, once you've started talking to somebody, you can still move around. That's a really cool feature. Okay, I want to look behind this kanji to get the cure from behind the frame. No prizes for guessing what the cure element does. Okay. A couple more things we can do in here. Next thing I want to do is I want to head into the restaurant here. And I want to talk to this barrel. It's just a barrel. It's just a barrel. It's just a barrel. I said I'm just a barrel. Yeah, there's quite a bit of absurdity in this game. Get used to it. And we get another uplift, which is another element. And it's exactly the same one we got from handing in the Komodo scale. There's 2 items in this room. We can get the ivory helmet, which is a nice equipment to use. And underneath here, we can also get the Heckram bone. If you remember, the kid we gave the Komodo scale to said that we could give a Heckram bone to Poshel. And we could now, if we wanted to, recruit Poshel into our party. We're not going to do that. And the reason why we're not going to do that is because if we go into this next area that we're going into with Surge, all the enemies are going to have half their normal HP amounts, which will make things much easier for us. Okay, so I also want to talk to this guy. who has been, you know, reminiscing. I guess for me, all JRPG characters look the same. And 10 years ago, this guy decided to become a fisherman and caught this absolute monster. He had a choice. Something happened 10 years ago and he had a choice. But what if he chose something different? What if something else had happened 10 years ago? What if there was an alternate universe based on an event that happened 10 years ago? What would he be like? I guess we'll never know. Anyway, for talking to this guy, we're going to get this amulet. The Shark Tooth. Hooray! And we'll be using that later. So, you're probably wondering how we're going to collect these Komodo scales. Luckily, this guy sitting here knows what we need to do. And yes, we are going to make a silly little necklace, and you are going to like it. And by you, I mean Lena. So this guy is the Komodo Dragon Expert, whatever that means. Rock and roll to trap the sucker. Use the lay of the land and make a surprise attack. There is always one that likes to play tag. Roam with all your might. They're quick, they're difficult to catch, but luckily the game has actually told us how to catch them. Yes, this is one of those instances where somebody isn't just chatting random nonsense. That is literally how we are going to get these Komodo scales. Okay, brilliant. I will now get out of Kiki's way, the little girl. And we want to go talk to... Here we go. The shopkeeper. I'd like to look at the elements. And in particular, I would like to buy 2 fireballs. Cool. And then finally, I want to go into this house here. And there should be, in this little watering can here, the photon ray. Pew pew, pew 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 pew. Man, I'm a child. Okay. Which is also an element. In terms of the elements we want to start with, we can just go to the menu, select elements here. And we want to select allocate. And you can see in the top left hand corner what Surge's current elemental grid looks like. And I want to put a fireball at level 1. And I also want to put a fireball at level 3. You'll notice in the bottom left hand corner, you'll see what level the element is. And the plus or minus 7 means how many levels above or below you can set that element. So Fireball is a level 1 element, but because we've set it at level 3, we get Fireball plus 2. Whenever an element does damage, the plus or minus will tell you how much more damage than normal it will do. And you'll also see that, for example, Photon Ray here will target a single enemy, and you'll get a description as to what the ability does. So here we've got Cure, Aqua Beam, Uplift. And you'll see tablet says level 1, but it says plus or minus 0. That means it has to be set at element level 1. That's setting elements in a nutshell. Without further ado, let's get out of Arni Village. Okay, so we could explore, but we are going to pretty much go to every destination anyway, so I won't worry too much about it. And let's head to Lizard Rock. So if you remember, the old man gave us 3 super secret tips, and we're going to use them. So, to catch the first Komodo dragon up thing, I'm going to push this rock. Like so. And now, when I chase this Komodo pup, we're going to trap him. And we're going to get into an encounter. Let's see what we get. 2 Komodo pups. Komodo pup has 14 HP and is blue innate. Komodo pup would have 28 HP if we had a second character with us. But thanks to the mechanics of this game, we're good. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a strong attack. I said a strong attack into a strong attack. Five damage. And then I'm going to use Fireball +2 to kill the other one. Nice and easy. And because Komodo pup is blue innate, it's weak to red elements. And because we got damaged in this battle, we've got use remaining power and elements from this battle for healing. We don't really want to use our consumables, but we would like to use max healing if we can. Not today though, we don't have the stamina for it afterwards. Okay, but we get our first Komodo scale. Next thing I want to do is I want to get rid of this beach bum, so I can access that treasure chest. Okay, so we've got the beach bum, which has 16 HP, 32 HP if you've got another party member, and is blue innate. We also have the sand squirt, 13 HP, also blue innate. So what we're going to do is we're going to, once again, go 2. Oh, that missed. Man, this 75% chance of hitting is not really working out, is it? Okay, let's try that again. 2. 2. Oh, we missed. Wow. Was not expecting that. Let's see if we can just use our fireball. So you'll see, because we only have a element power level of 2, I can't access my Fireball +2 just yet. I'll go for after the Sand Squirt. Get wrecked! Ow. Attack this guy again. 2. Got him this time. And now this time I'll use my Fireball +2. Nice and easy. Now you'll notice that we don't get any experience, however occasionally we will get some minor stat increases. These stat increases will taper off after a while, but we'll get some major stat increases after every boss, so just bear that in mind. And we get some items as well. Okay, we're going to examine the chest for another fireball. Nice. Okay, that's it actually for all the enemies in this area, so I'm going to just edit out all the other battles. Our next Komodo pup is over here, and if you remember, we need to use a vantage point to attack it. So I want to try and sneak past this beach bum here. Oh, no, not quite. Okay, I then want to just walk past this beach bum. It is possible to avoid it because it's standing completely still. There we go. And now what we want to do is we want to time our jump so that we land right on top of the Komodo pup. First try. Wow. Usually takes me 3 or 4 attempts, so the fact I got it on the first try is great progress. Unfortunate that they get to go first, but it is what it is. 2 into 2. And then I'll use a level 1 fireball. That should be enough to kill them. Okay. We'll use the element this time to heal up to full. 2 scales down, 1 to go. Okay. Next thing I want to do is I just want to kill this beach bum. And now that I've done that, I want to push this rock on top of this hidden treasure chest down here. And now we need to wait about 15 seconds for this treasure chest to slowly rise to the surface. It will get there eventually. There we go. Boom, we get the silver loop. Cool. Now that we've done that, we're going to make our way to the next screen. There's a few items I want to pick up here. First thing I want to do is go down these very well hidden stairs, sneak past this beach bum, get the tablet, sneak away. Ooh, very Mission Impossible there. Then what I want to do is go the wrong way. No, I want to go this way. And jump down. And we could start chasing this Komodo pup. Or I could take this passage and go down this fairly well hidden hole. And there's 2 items we can pick up. The first one is this treasure chest for a bone, which is material. And then, of course, I got ambushed by that beach bum. Anyway, I want to go down this secret passage here, pick up this treasure chest, get another piece of armor in the form of the ivory helmet, which we're not equipping anything just yet for the simple reason that we don't need to. A lot of the armor we're going to pick up, we're going to use for something slightly different, and you'll see that as we go further into the game. All right. Time to chase this third Komodo pup. And the good news is that Surge is ever so slightly quicker than the Komodo pup. So as long as you don't collide into anything, you will just catch it naturally. See? We're ever so slightly quicker. Got it. Nice. And this battle, seeing as it's the third one, is something that's slightly different. And I'll show you why. We'll start with our normal. So 2. Oh, yeah, get your attack in. Feel free to just do your own thing. And you'll notice that even though we successfully got a 2 in, because an enemy got its attack in, the hit percentages have reset. That's actually rather irritating. Let's see here. I want to use my level 1 fireball. Let's go. And here comes the big bad of this area. This is the Komodo Mama, or Mama Komodo. There we go. This would have 152 HP if you have multiple party members, but because we are just Surge, it has 76 HP. So, same thing, except this time, I'm going to go 2, into 2, into 2, and then I'm going to use an element. We'll use Fireball +2. This might do enough. The fact we missed the first attack means we might be in a bit of trouble. Yeah, it's going to get an attack off. But the good news is that it's not going to get 51 points of damage off. And there we go. So yeah, the fact the first strong attack missed, slightly annoying, but it is what it is. Sometimes you just have to believe in the heart of the cards. And if you miss an attack, it means that you didn't believe in the heart of the cards enough. You gotta be a real anime protagonist. So we reached a new growth level. And we got some nice stats. The most important stat for Surge is strength. We're going to be quite reliant on Surge's attacks. We'll heal what we can. There we go. So, we got the third Komodo scale. Let me very quickly talk about the growth system in Chrono Cross. Chrono Cross has an anti-grinding mechanic built into it. You can only gain so many points of stats before each boss, before you should just stop gaining stats altogether. Every time you defeat a boss, you gain a growth level, which means that you can start doing random encounters again, and there's a chance that you'll get stat increases. Until you run out of stat increases and you have to defeat the next boss. So you can't just, like in other games, grind to a stupidly high level and then cheese your way from there. No, you actually have to have strategy in this game. Wow, what a concept. Okay, let's make our way to Opassa Beach. Lena did promise to meet us here once we got all 3 Komodo scales. And she is a girl of her word. There she is. We waited literally 3 seconds. And yeah, we set a lot of Komodo pups on fire, killed Mama Komodo, and definitely don't feel bad about it. And yeah, they were here as kids, I'm assuming before they started getting attacked by Komodo pups. So, as they talk about memories and things like that, if you remember earlier I spoke about dialogue options actually having consequences. It's going to happen again here. Spoiler alert, there's more than one character in this game. And we want to choose a certain option in this dialogue so that we can access one of the best abilities in the game later. So Lena's going to ask us if we remember anything about our past. Do we remember that day? We want to say, I remember. It's very important that you don't just mash through the text mindlessly. Also, enjoy the story. It's a great story. And in typical JRPG fashion, 2 of the characters made a promise. If I'm ever in trouble, you'll come and rescue me. Wait, wrong game. Wrong game. We might even remember this very moment. I hope so, otherwise you've got a terrible memory. All grown up and married. Hey, is Lena insinuating something here? I wonder what I'll make of this day. Again, we want to choose the second option. We'll never forget this day. Very important. If you inexplicably choose a different option, reset. Surge. Oh, Lena was about to make a confession and everything. Surge. Yeah, are you hearing voices in your head, Surge? 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 Aha! Pre-render cutscene, go! Uh-oh. Flashback time? Here comes the tidal wave! Also, I'll have you know, this was cutting edge for its day. And I'll tell you what, it still looks pretty good considering it was a PS1 game. I'm still impressed. And he fell over and Lena just disappears. Where did she go? Where did she come from? Where did she go? Where did she come from, Cotton Eye Joe? What are you doing there, boy? It's dangerous. There's wild Pokemon in the grass. Oh, there's another Komodo pup. Get its scales. Can never have enough Komodo scales. Yeah, we were just having a nap. Don't worry about it. Luckily, not a dead body washed ashore. Good job, us. And Lena obviously did something to us and then ran away. God, can't trust her. She's babysitting. But she already did that earlier. What's going on? What on earth is going on? Well, time to leave the beach. And we should head back to the village, but we'll do that in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed what you're seeing, don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe as well for more video game content. Things I've done recently include a Final Fantasy VI playthrough, and I'm currently playing through Kirby and the Forgotten Land as well. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Bye bye!